Good morning and welcome back to the course that is Fundamentals of Crop Physiology. In the last lecture, we have gone through uh, about the introduction of mineral nutrition, where what is meant by mineral nutrition, then what are the macro elements, what are the micro elements, then what is essential criteria of essentiality, then we have discussed about hidden hunger. Okay, so in the today's lecture, we are going to discuss about how the work role of these macro elements and micro elements, and then what are the deficiency symptoms of these elements. So here I am sharing the PPT with you. Okay. Okay. So moving on to the first slide, that is first of all, we'll discuss about the what are the important terminologies which are mainly related to the deficiency of and particular elements. Okay, so first of all, the first terminology is there, that is burning. So it is an severe localized yellowing and scorched appearance. Okay, so in the burning, what is happening, the leaves of the plants is got yellowed, and also scorched appearances are also visible on such leaves. Then chlorosis, in which general yellowing of the plant tissue and lack of chlorophyll. Okay, so the first of all, why the leaf color is getting turned into yellow from green, that is because of the some issue or problem to the chlorophyll. Okay, so that is the chlorosis. Then immobile nutrients, as we discussed in the last lecture also, the nutrients which are not able to move from one part to the other part of the plant. Okay, that is immobile. Then interveinal chlorosis. So here it is chlorosis occur in between the leaf veins only. Okay, and remaining part is green. Then mobile nutrients which are able to move from one part to another part. For example, from the one leaf to other leaf, or from leaf to stem region, and like that. Okay. Then mottling. Mottling is a spotted, irregular, inconsistent pattern. Okay, means this type of the symptoms which can occur irregular basis, and inconsistent patterns are also there, and a number of spots can be observed. Then necrosis, in which death of the plant tissue and tissue browns and dies. These are the symptoms we can observe in the necrosis. And last one is stunting, in which decreased growth or plant is not able to achieve its particular height or a standard height. Shorter height of the affected plant can be seen in the stunting problem. Moving on to the next slide. Okay, so here in the last lecture already we gone through, that is those elements which are which produces deficiency symptoms on terminal buds or young leaves or old leaves. Okay, so here on the terminal bud, calcium and boron deficiency is mainly occurring, while on the young leaves, copper, sulfur, ferrous, and manganese can be occur on the young leaves, while on the old leaves, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, zinc, and molybdenum can be occurred. So these are the some symptoms which can be observed because of this deficiency of the elements. Okay, so this particular image is mainly to understand on the terminal buds which are the elements can show the deficiency, or on the young leaves, and some are there on the old leaves. Okay, moving on to the next slide, where we can able to check deficiency symptoms, and mainly deficiency symptoms which can occur where, and also what are the symptoms particular. So first of all, as we saw in the last uh, slide, that is boron and calcium. deficiency is there, that is at the tip region. Okay, so here it is boron, discoloration of the leaf buds, breaking and dropping of the buds is happening. Then in the calcium, plant dark green, tender leaves are pale in color, then drying start from the tip region and eventually leaf buds die. Okay, and after that, sulfur leaves are light green, veins pale green, and no spots. Okay, there will be no any spot, only the color change can happen. Then manganese, again leaves are pale yellow in color, veins and veinless, dark green and reticulated. Then the next element is there, that is zinc. In the zinc, leaves pale, narrow and short veins, dark green, dark spots on the leaves and edges. Then magnesium is there. Okay, in the magnesium, here we are able to check these particular type of the chlorosis can be formed in the magnesium, where no spot, edges have cup shaped folds, leaves die and drop in extreme deficiency. Okay, when here curling is getting started. Okay, so when extremely deficiency is there at that points, the leaves will get dropped. Then the phosphorus, plant short and dark green, in extreme deficiency turn brown or black, bronze color under the leaf. Okay, so first of all, here upper surface and lower surface of the leaf is there. It is mainly occur the deficiency symptoms on the lower side of the plantlet's leaf. Okay, then moving on to the another element, that is iron. In the iron, leaves pale, no spots, major veins green, means it is an also type of anchlorosis, where major veins are green in color and remaining portion of the plant is yellow. Then copper, pale pink between the veins, wilt and drop. Okay, wilt is a again an deficiency symptom which getting formed in the copper. Okay, then molybdenum. In the molybdenum, leaves light green or lemon yellow or orange in color, and spots on whole leaf except veins, sticky secretions from under the leaf. Okay, some type of the secretions are also observed in this case. Then potassium, small spots on the tips, edges of pale leaves, spot turn rusty and folds at the tip. Okay, here in magnesium also we have gone through like that. Here also it getting fold and finally die. Then nitrogen is one of the important major element, as we know. Stunted growth, extremely pale in color, upright leaves with light green yellowish, appear burnt in extreme deficiency. Okay, so first of all, in all the elements, whenever deficiency is getting started, okay, in the initial stages there are minor deficiency symptoms, but when even those symptoms can observe, if we are not taking any action against the correction of such element deficiency, in that cases we are able to observe that the severe deficiencies can be seen in coming days. Okay, so that it is very much necessary to correct such deficiencies on time. Then nitrogen. Okay, we will discuss about the macro elements in detail. So first of all, nitrogen. Nitrogen is an important constituent of protein, nucleic acid, porphyrics, that is chlorophyll and cytochromes, alkaloids, some vitamins and coenzymes. Okay, so the nitrogen is one of the important element of the essential elements, where it is playing an important role in the formation of nucleic acid, chlorophylls, and it is also a part of the chlorophyll. Also, it required for many enzymes to act. Then nitrogen plays very important role in metabolism, growth, reproduction, and heredity. Okay, as it is involved in the nucleic acids, so it is directly playing an important role in the heredity. Then deficiency symptoms. So what are the major deficiency symptoms in which general chlorosis? Here in the diagram we are able to check this type of the yellowing is also happening, and general chlorosis is also there. That is, chlorosis progress from light green to yellow. Okay, color of the plant leaf is getting changed from light green to yellow. Entire plant becomes yellow under prolonged stress. Prolonged stress means what? When we are even observing this type of the situation or deficiencies in the initial stage, but even we are not correcting it, then in the prolonged stress there will be the entire plant become yellow under prolonged stress. Then growth is immediately restricted and plants soon become spindly and drop older leaves. Okay, it means a spindle like formation is there, and in which the leaves are also dropped older leaves, because as we discussed in the last slide, that is nitrogen is showing deficiency symptoms in the older leaves. So that first of all it will affect older leaves and then to the other leaves. Okay, moving on to the next slide, that is phosphorus. Okay, so in the phosphorus, as we know, it is also one of the major macro elements after nitrogen, and it's a specific role, that is it is important constituent of nucleic acid like nitrogen, then cell membrane, phospholipid, and also it is coenzymes, part of the coenzymes of NADP, NADPH2 and ATP. Okay, these are nothing but the forms of the energy which are getting formed during the photosynthesis and respiration. Okay, then it plays an important role in protein synthesis through nucleic acid and ATP. Okay, in the protein synthesis also phosphorus is playing an important role. The long form of ATP is that adenosine triphosphate. Okay, it is form of energy mainly formed during respiration in the mitochondria, and that's why the mitochondria is called as a powerhouse of the cell. Next point, through coenzyme, that is NAD, NADP and ATP, it plays important role in energy transfer reactions of cell metabolism. For example, photosynthesis, respiration and fat metabolism. Okay, so the phosphorus is having an important role directly in the energy transfer and energy formation. Then the deficiency symptoms of the phosphorus, in which leaves appear dull, dark green or bluish green or red purple, especially on the underside and especially at the midrib and vein. Okay, so here in the diagram we are able to check the deficiency of the phosphorus, that is some red purple color leaves are getting formed because of the deficiency of phosphorus. Then petioles may also exhibit purple restriction in growth may be noticed. Okay, so this purple color or pinkish color is mainly because of this phosphorus deficiency. Then potassium, the specific role of the potassium, it is essential for the process of respiration and photosynthesis. It acts as an activator of many enzymes involved in the carbohydrate metabolism and protein synthesis. Then it regulates stomatal movement. Okay, in the in this stomatal movement, that is closing and opening of the stomata, we have gone through, that is one of the way where the potassium ions playing an important role in the closing and opening of the stomata. Okay, that is also one of the important function of potassium. Next, it regulates water balance, and the deficiency symptoms which involve leaf margins tanned or scorched or have necrotic spots. Okay, maybe small black spots which later coils. Then margins become brown and cup downward. Cup downward is nothing but it's getting also fold. Okay, growth is restricted and dieback may occur. Dieback in which death of the plant may occur. And the last point, mild symptoms appear first on recently matured leaves. Okay, so where it is as we saw in the last slide, the potassium which is showing on the young leaves. Okay, so the mild symptoms first of all appears on the recently matured leaves. Okay, then the third macro element, that is calcium, which is also playing an important role as it is the constituent of cell wall. Then it is essential in the formation of cell membrane, also stabilize the structure of chromosome. Okay, as we know in the cell division, when the another set of chromosome is getting formed, in that particular activity the role of calcium is also there. It may be an activation of many enzymes. Okay, so it is an again activator for many enzymes. Then deficiency symptoms, in which growing points usually damaged or dead, that is dieback. Margin of the leaves developing from the growing point are first to turn brown. Okay, so the margins of the leaves developing from growing point are first to turn brown. Means what? Wherever birds, new birds are coming out, and such birds are getting affected first of all, because calcium and boron are the elements which are showing deficiency symptoms at the tip region first of all. Okay, moving on to the next slide, that is magnesium. Again, magnesium is one of the important element from macro element category, which is required in quite higher quantities to the plant for completion of their life cycle. And what are the specific role of magnesium, in which it is important constituent of chlorophyll, okay, which is present in the leaf. It acts as an activation of many enzymes in nucleic acid synthesis and carbohydrate metabolism. It plays an important role in binding ribosomal particles during protein synthesis. Okay, so here it is activator, means again it is required for many enzymes to start their work, to start their activity. That's why it is an activator for many enzymes. Then deficiency symptoms, in which marginal chlorosis. Marginal chlorosis is nothing but the not full leaf is getting converted into yellowish color, but also some type of the chlorosis is happening and blotches which later merge. Okay, means what? Small blotches are getting formed and later on it fully covered on that particular leaf surface. Leaves show yellow chlorotic interveinal tissue on some species, reddish purple, and necrosis on others. Okay, so these are the main deficiencies of the magnesium. Then younger leaves affected with continued stress, means when these continually deficiencies are there, at that time these younger leaves are also getting affected because of the deficiency of magnesium. Then chlorotic areas may become necrotic, bright and curl upward. Then the another macro element is there, that is sulfur, which is important constituent of amino acid, in which cysteine, cysteine, and methionine are the type of amino acids which are mainly containing sulfur, with which other amino acids form the protein. Sulfur helps to stabilize the protein structure. Okay, so it is playing an important role in the protein synthesis. It is also important constituent of vitamin, that is biotin, thiamine, and coenzyme A. Then what are the deficiency symptoms? In the diagram we are able to check. Yellow color is getting formed, leaves are turned into yellow color from the green. Sulfohydryl group are necessary for the activity of many enzymes. Leaves uniformly light green, followed by yellowing and poor spindly growth. Spindly growth means what? It get spindled, it get what we can say folded at the same place. Okay, and full leaf is got converted into this spindly structure. Okay, uniform chlorosis does not occur in the sulfur deficiency. Okay, so these are the some important roles of the sulfur and deficiency symptoms because of the unavailability of this element, that is sulfur. Okay, so these are the about macro elements which are necessary for the growth and development of the plant, and in the absence of them or deficiency, these type of the deficiencies are getting formed. So this is all about the our today's topic. In the next lecture we will continue with the same topic, that is mineral nutrition, where we will discuss about the role of the micro elements. Okay, thank you, see you in the next lecture.